Well, now I'm in the middle of building my custom-made aluminium motorcycle tank for my Royal Enfield trials. You can see it roughly here, and this is part of the tank. And since this is a little special kind of tank or technique that I'm using, I wanted to show you. You can already see here that it's not the usual smooth surface that I'm going for, but a hammered surface. The parts of the tank are roughly shaped with a wooden mallet and a dimple, like this. You can see it on the inside, and then they are hammered to get kind of even but slightly dimpled surface. You can see it here. And the script, I just painted it, and this is only to give me an idea where the script will be later, and later it's going to look like this. Now, to give you an idea how this is done, here's a bent pipe, section of bent pipe, welded to a rectangular one, set up in my vise, and now by just using a polished hammer, I'm trying to get this surface evenly hammered. This will still be distorted and warped, but this can be taken care of later once everything is even. Always check that it doesn't bend too much. Using steel wool, I give it a quick polish so I can see the final result better, and can make out high or low spots. Here is a low spot, here is a high spot on the side, and setting up the low spot on my anvil and just hitting the high spots, I can even this out. Just like that. Here you can see the mock-up of the tank as it will sit on the bike. The other parts, like front and rear mudguard, are also hammered. And this side is now finished as well. So next will be the script, and for that I need to melt some tar. As you can see here, this is a massive block, and I already have some here in the oven to melt. As you can see, the rest of the tar is broken up now into smaller pieces. That just makes it easier to handle. And I already put the tank panel in a plastic sack and filled the rest up with sand, just to form a little mold. And then the tar is spilled inside. Well, now it's finished and taken out of the mold, but it didn't quite turn out like I intended it to. As you can see, the plastic foil that I used melted, and now it's stuck to the tar as well as some of the sand. But for now, that's okay. It gives me enough resistance. It's stuck to all the metal, as you can see here. It gives me a good base. It's heavyweight, so nothing will rock or shake, and it gives me some resistance from the downside, so the material won't be pushed in while I'm working on the script. These are the tools that I'm going to use. Those are two chisels that I ground. The one is flat on the top to create the outlines, and the other one is convex to make the ornaments, or basically these little dimples on the outside. Now using the round-headed chisel, I'm trying to create a somewhat arbitrary distribution of these little dimples, spots, whatever, and try to avoid any obvious patterns in distribution. So I guess I'm trying to achieve a somewhat more natural look, and this really is harder than it seems, because you obviously follow a certain pattern in creating this, and so it tends to get a kind of regularity in there, but due to a certain technique, I think I found a way to reduce that. So first I'm making some deeper impacts close to the outline with a uneven distribution, and I'm also changing the force of the hammer to create different sizes. I'm going to the more to the outside. I'm moving the chisel and hit it in a uneven rhythm, if you want. Well, now the script is done, and the only thing left to do is to deburr the outlines. And for that, I just ground a piece of high-speed steel, and I'm using it as kind of a scraper to remove the burrs. Okay, now the script is finished. It still is a little, well, pushed in and warped in some places, but this will be taken care of once I removed it from the bitumen or tar, whatever. I'll give it a quick polish with steel wool, and then we should be able to see what it turned out like. Okay, here's the final result. Still some detail work to do. I washed the inside with gasoline to remove all the remains of the bitumen. I know it's toxic, but it's still the best solvent that I could find to remove this, because it's really well sticking to the metal once it's on there. I didn't find a good alternative. The tank is held together by these clamps, and I already set this filler cap in place. So this is how it's going to look like once it's done.